Raise your hand if you have a question, please, and we'll start with Shane Young.
Hey, Ty, how are you today?
Good.
Good. We often talk a lot about how the impact Steph has on opposing defenses and how difficult he is to contain. But I'm curious, from your perspective, has he revolutionized the game more than anyone since you've been a part of the NBA?
I got to think about that question, but he definitely has left his mark. I think of just shooting the ball from, 40 feet, the way he shoots the basketball. I think, like I said, he's the best shooter ever played the game. Be able to come off screens, coming off pick and roll, off the dribble, catch and shoot. He can shoot it any way you want. And just seeing the way he plays at his size, he's definitely changed the game in that capacity.
Thanks. We'll go next to Andrew.
Hey, Ty. I feel like there's a couple times this year where you talk about how much respect you have for Steve Kerr and how much his respect for you means a lot to you, beyond just meeting each other in the finals for several years in a row. I guess how did that relationship between you guys grow to a point where you feel like he's someone who his respect for you means quite a bit? Is that something that even built when you were out of the game coaching that one year? Did you guys talk often? What's that about?
Yeah, I knew Steve from, when he played or whatever, but, I think our relationship became, a lot better once we went to the finals, like you said, those 3 years in a row and competing against each other. And, he's always the first one to reach out to me when things go bad and, being fired in Cleveland or, my health situation when in Cleveland at that time. He's always, him and Brad Stevens are always the first couple of guys that reach out and just make sure I'm okay. And we built that relationship and that bond. And when he's going through tough times, I'm always there for him as well, reaching out to making sure he's okay, him and his family. And we just have that bond and connection. And I think when you play against each other, you compete at a high level in the finals against each other, you kind of gain that respect for each other because we did it, year in and year out. So, it's good to know that, like I said, he respects me as a coach, and I do the same for him.
And I guess I should ask an availability question. Everyone's still available tonight?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
As of right now.
Thanks, Ty.
We'll go next to Tomer.
Hey, Ty, good to see you.
You too.
Did you happen to watch the All-Star game?
Did I watch it?
Yes.
No.
Okay. You didn't see anything from the game?
Zero.
Okay. Well, there are a couple of 40-foot bombs in that game. And I'm curious, Steph was obviously, he had a couple of them, but how has the game changed in terms of defending guys who are now shooting, what used to be 25 footers now are 30, 34 footers? Is that tougher? Is that a shot you're willing to live with? Like, how do you deal with that kind of shot?
I'm living with it, but I don't think a lot of people are living with it. And it all depends on who's shooting it. And I think, guys like, Steph and Dame, those are two of the guys that do it most, mostly. But, because a lot of times you're blitzing those guys. So now you got to pick them up higher. So that means your blitz is higher up the floor. So now when they throw it to the 5-man, now there's more space and more room to make a play for everybody else. So it does make it dangerous. It does change your defense because you got to pick those guys up, 6-7 feet beyond the 3-point line. And now when you're blitzing that high on the floor, it's more room for those guys to make passes to the 5-man who also can make plays as well. So it changed your defense a lot, and it is tough.
Are those two at a point where you sort of have to go remind your guys that, hey, they can launch from 35, like step up on them?
Yeah, we got to make sure we're up. We don't want to be back. These Steph and Dame are not two guys you want to be heels to the 3-0. We want to pick up 4 or 5 feet, above the 3-point line to make sure we're there and we have a body on those guys because, they can make that shot just like a regular 3-point shot. So you have to respect that, and you have to make sure you're up with those guys.
Thanks, Ty.
Next, we'll go to Melissa Rowland.
Hey, Ty, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Real good, thank you. So it's just recently International Women's Day, and I'm curious from your short time working with Natalie Nicase, what has struck you the most about her, and could you see her potentially becoming a head coach in the league one day?
Her work ethic. I think just the way she's grinded, each year, started out player development, then she started doing scouts, and then she was in a video room. She's constantly just worked her way up every single year. And just seeing her hard work and dedication and understanding and knowing the game. And it's funny because I talked to Natalie yesterday. because the G League's over, and she just, anything I need, preparing, getting ready for the playoffs, or whatever we need throughout the course of the season. She's always writing notes from every practice, from every game. And these are things you're not even asking for. She's just doing it on her own to let you know she's working. And I think when you have hard work and dedication, you can accomplish anything. And I can definitely see her being a head coach one day because she puts the work in, the passion for the game that she has, and she loves the game as well.
Thanks. We'll go next to Cam.
Hey, good evening, Coach.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going? I
Good.
wanted to know, you said you don't watch any of the All-Star game, but are you aware of the promotion of HBCUs that the NBA promoted this weekend? Were you influenced, or was HBCUs a part of your recruitment before you headed to Nebraska? And kind of what your thoughts were of the HBCU promotion over the weekend from the NBA?
No, not when I was in Nebraska, but the NBA has done a great job, and I think not watching the game, it was more for me just taking a step away from the game and just kind of evaluating our team, evaluate what we have going on and what we've done, done good so far and what we need to get better at. So it wasn't no knock against the All-Star game, because I definitely love that game, but just needed to step away for a while and just kind of look at myself in the mirror, look at our team in the mirror, just kind of see what we can get better at.
You get reacquainted with your bed?
Yeah, I did.
Nice to see you, Coach. Thanks.
You too, Cam. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. We'll go next to Law.
Good to see you, man. How's everything?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. You mentioned for weeks now how you really want to get more paint touches offensively. This is a Golden State defense that actually does a pretty good job defending the interior. What have been your observations of what Golden State does well defensively, and how do you plan on combating it?
Well, they do a lot of switching. We know that they do a good job protecting the paint. But, as far as getting paint touches, Law, when we get into the paint, either we getting a shot, layup, or at the rim, or we kicking out for threes. And so I don't mind that at all. So if they're going to protect the paint, let's get to the paint. Let's make them collapse. And now we can kick out for open threes. That's kind of how we want our offense to be ran. So if it's going to be a big paint team, then we got to just do a good job of getting into the paint, making them collapse, and making the right pass and right read. And so those are the things we've gotten better at. We got to continue to keep getting better at.
Thanks. We have time for one more. Joseph Ryle Ward, go ahead and close us out.
Hey, Ty. So the second half isn't looking any easier than the first, schedule-wise. So is the team going to be monitoring minutes for maintenance the rest of the way, or are you only going to do that in response to injury?
Right now, just in response to injury. I think right now we're just going to play it as we go along. And the sports science guys do a great job of, letting me know when guys need to tail it back a little bit or when they need to pick it up. So Todd Wright, John Meyer, Maggie Bryant, they do a great job of just keep us informed on if guys are in the red zone or if guys need to, back their minutes off or if they need to increase their minutes. So they do a good job of letting me know, and I just try to follow it as best as I can.
Thanks, Ty. That's all we have time for. Have a good game.
Thank you.